Episode 31 of The Beardcaster. My name is Scott Sikora, and I am The Beardcaster. I'd like to welcome all of you to a podcast all about beards and mustaches and the great people who live in the community. Yes, I'm talking to you and you. You can look at each other right now. It's all cool. These are the stories and the adventures from the people, the actual people. Not hearsay stories, but the people are going to tell them to us. And these are the adventures from those people who grow them and embrace them. So, I'd like for you to join me as I share these stories and talk to the people and hear about how they are using their facial hair to be awesome and to do great and fun things. Oh boy, everyone. Welcome again to another episode of The Beardcaster. Once again, my name is Scott Sikora. You can find out more information about this podcast by going to thebeardcaster.com, and you can get direct links to all my social media sites, the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. If you have any questions or comments, email me, scott@thebeardcaster.com. It's super easy to find me, subscribe. I have links on there. You can easily subscribe to the podcast. There's nothing difficult to it. I'd like to start off this episode by telling you a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. I'm not actually going to be talking to you right at this moment about it, but I did a little interview with 3 other people the other day, and it was all inspired by a listener who I feel really bad because I can't remember where it came in from, but one of the listeners requested that I did an episode about how do you get into competitive bearding or into beard competitions and stuff like that. So I've been really thinking about where I could go with that and what kind of information I could get and who I could talk to that would probably give the best information. So I was thinking back to my story about how I got started and where I got started, and ironically enough, this competition's coming up again, and it'll be the day I release this, it'll be the next day. But it is the Maple Festival Beard and Mustache contest, and it's in my hometown of Chardon, Ohio. And I've been doing this contest on and off since the mid 2000s. Won it a bunch of times, lost it a bunch of times, but it's been a staple at the Geauga County Maple Festival for what I could trace back over 50 years, even back into the 50s. And I made it a research project one Sunday where I actually sat at the library and went through old paper clippings to find out more information about it. But anyways, regardless of all that, that's just a little history about the actual event that I got my start at. And a couple of years ago, once I really was heavily into competitive bearding, there were a few guys that showed up for the competition, and one of the guys won the grand champion, and his name was Stephen Hart, and also that was competing for their first time was Ryan Smith. And both of these guys are local guys from the area. They're not really too well known in the community, in the bigger bearding community, but they're 2 local guys that also got their start at the Maple Festival Beard and Mustache Contest. And then from that, they went on to compete at larger competitions and stuff like that. So I wanted to pick their brains and also kind of tell my story of how we got started into the competitive bearding field and the tips and the tricks and the things that we picked up right off the bat. And some of the things that kind of made us uncomfortable or scared us about it. And we just sat around, had some beers, and we were joined by Emily Gambrel, who also organizes the Maple Festival Beard and Mustache competition with myself, who we've both been doing it for about 3 years now. And we all sat down together, had some drinks, and we talked about all this. So I hope you enjoy this episode, and I hope that the new guys out there that are listening to this, don't be discouraged. Just go out and try. Just do it. It doesn't hurt to go out there and do it. And if anything, you're going to gain more confidence down the road, and you're going to gain tips that are going to help you compete better down the road. But before I get to the interview, I'd like to give a good shout out to my friend John Alex Bailey, who just started a podcast called the Gnarly Beards United podcast. It's on the Blog Talk Radio network under the Dead Air Nation. That's their network, but it's on Blog Talk Radio. But anyways, he started it a few weeks ago, and he asked me if I'd be on. So by the time my episode airs, I will already have been on his episode. And he wanted to talk to me about the Beardcaster podcast, and he wanted to talk to me about the Maple Festival Beard and Mustache competition. And so I'm like, yeah, sure. This is great. And the thing is John emailed me a couple months before he actually started doing the show, and he was kind of like asked me if it was, if he would be stepping on my toes, and and I was like, no, dude, man. I'm like, the more the merrier in this thing, because you know what? Someone might not like this show, and they might find his show, and they might like his show totally better and think his show is great, which it is. You need to check it out. But, one person's show is not going to work for everyone. And, maybe some guys aren't going to like my show, or maybe some guys aren't going to like his show. But what we're doing is trying to tell people about the wonderful world of beards and mustache, and the competitive side of it, and the personal side of it, and the cool things that the guys are doing in it. So there's plenty of room for all of us out there. And like I said, someone's going to like it, someone's not. And, there's another, it's like not liking something on one channel, you just turn it. So definitely check him out. You can find him on blogtalkradio.com, Dead Air Nation, or you can go to facebook.com, Gnarly Beards United, and just do a search. And there's links on there to get to where you need to. The show is live every Monday night at 9 p.m. on Eastern. And if by some chance you miss it, you can go on iTunes, just search for Gnarly Beards United, and you can download past episodes and stuff. This will be episode 4 that's up, but I'll post links to all of this stuff so you can easily get to it. And definitely go check John out. He's an awesome guy. He's doing great things out there, so support him. And I guess on that note, let's just jump right into this interview I did with Emily, Ryan, and Steven, and I'll see you on the backside. All right, and action. Okay, we'll just dive right into this. So I got an email from a listener about a month ago when I was trying to figure out some kind of different episode to do, and they requested that I did an episode about getting into like competitive bearding. Now, next week, I'm with Emily here. Say hi, Emily.
Hello.
Hi. And you might recognize Emily from episode 4.
Oh, I thought it was 5. I was so close.
No.
4.
I made sure I went back
I
and
never
checked.
listened to it.
Oh, real nice.
I don't like my voice recorded.
Oh, well, you could just listen to my parts then. Fast forwarded.
How? No.
How?
I'm listening to it tonight.
How now, brown cow? But I figured since Emily is part of the group of people amongst with Kim who are organizing the Maple Festival Beard and Mustache competition, it was where I got my start into competitive bearding. And a couple of gentlemen that we have with us here tonight also got their start in competitive bearding at the same thing. So I figured, well, why not ask these guys to come in and we'll all talk about how we got involved in the whole, growing your beard for a competitive purpose or whatever. So I am joined with Stephen Hart. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi. So what's your sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Aquarius.
What's your sign?
I'm a Scorpio. I don't know if we go together.
I don't either.
Oh. We will tonight.
Nice.
Yes.
One more drink for sure.
That's hot. And then I am joined with 4-year-old Ryan Smith. Right? How old are you?
I'm actually 6.
6. He is 6.
I'll be 22 on the 13th of May.
And Ryan, geez, are you okay there? Emily's all flailing around. She's like a diva with the microphone over here.
The Britney Spears?
I know. But anyways, I met Ryan and Steven at the Maple Festival Beard Competition, both guys over the past few years and around town. So I figured these two guys would be interesting guys. They are very interesting guys because I've seen a lot of really interesting things from both guys online, and I've experienced lots of fun grocery store fun with Ryan because he's the guy that works at the grocery store that everyone is like, hey, do you know the guy at the grocery store? And I'm like, yeah, I know the guy at the grocery store. But so anyways, I want to get into talking about like who you guys are and talk about how you guys how did you guys find out about competitive bearding? I mean, Steve, go first, but how did you guys find out about it, and tell me about your first competition?
Sure. I found out about the Geauga County Maple Festival as kind of a joke. I deal a lot on the phone.
Shame on you.
I'm telling you, I did. And
Thank you for being honest, though. I'll give you a hug later.
It's okay. It's okay.
Honesty pays.
It was easy for me to tell people that so-and-so was Geauga County Maple Festival Beard and Mustache Champion from 1986 to 1988 or something like that. And how do you prove those facts? It's like, I'm a good harpist, you know? It's like you can't ever prove that I'm not, right?
Yeah.
So we got into it, and then I work in the lumber business. And I decided,
are you a beaver?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
I sell the lumber. I don't actually chew on it.
Okay, very good.
But sometimes for dietary reasons, we'll get into that later, I'm sure.
Yes,
but
yes.
By and large, it's just happens to be I sell the lumber.
Okay, good.
So, one winter, I've always had facial hair for goatee. I get lazy with double stubble, but I decided I'm going to grow a beard. So I grew a beard, and then I decided I'm going to take part in the Geauga County Beard and Mustache Championship. I think it was the 86th annual. Correct me if I'm wrong.
We're at 88 this year.
88. So it was 2 years ago. Yeah, it was 86. It was 86th annual, and I went up there on a whim, and
you came home a winner.
I came home with a grand champion. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, it was nice. There's a lot of fringe benefits with my wife when you bring home a trophy for how great looking you are.
French benefits. Mm-hmm.
Right.
No
dishes for me tonight. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was great. I was completely shocked at how many people were there and how awesome it was and how great the guys were that were on stage with me. So it was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Now, Ryan, tell me about how you ended up. I mean, you obviously were growing your beard, and then all of a sudden, a beard competition. Let me compete. Now, go walk us through that. Now, which was your first competition?
You're about to see your driver's license?
No, so actually, I heard about it. Scott actually told me about it. It was actually really funny. You were the one that told me.
Oh, shit. Now, see, I'm forgetting a story.
See? No, no.
After prom.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Back in my junior year of high school now.
This guy was lurking in the parking lot.
Picture this. It's 8th grade.
It's a dark, stormy night.
And that's as far as I got. Okay, sorry.
But no, you no. So I actually got into like competitive bearding. You actually handed me one of your cards for the Beards of the Old Northwest way back when, which I actually still have on my dresser, which is actually pretty cool.
Do you want me to autograph it?
I mean, I would like to eventually.
Okay,
we'll
good.
get to that though.
I'll think about it.
But no, so you ended up handing me that, and I remember you kept talking to me every time I was in there. I'd always try and find you and say hi and whatever. And you told me that there was a competition that was coming up and that I should go to it. And I got the courage to go up there and actually do it. It was actually the same one that you did your first one at.
Right.
Yeah.
86th annual.
Yeah. Because I remember, I remember seeing it. And I'm like, man, this guy he looks like really dapper. You were dressed up like in your awesome suit and stuff like that. And
he brought the handsome to that whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, you had like the curled up mustache. I mean, it was perfect. And so I got up there. I mean, I'm never gonna forget. I was up there for like the first time. I was like nervous as can be trying to get up there though.
Did you almost pee yourself?
Well, no, but I almost threw up. No,
It was the sizing up before the event that was awesome, wasn't it?
well, yeah, because you like kind of
like all these guys coming out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, look at this guy.
Yeah,
He looks
because
all right.
I didn't
Fluffing
really.
your feathers up. You're like, look at me.
Yeah,
look at me.
Well, no, I was the opposite. I like stood in the back. I was like, I don't know if I should do this anymore because like my parents weren't there or anything like that. So I had like 3 people in the crowd.
Oh my! No one puts Ryan in a corner.
No,
But they did that day.
they did that day.
Yeah.
That day I did. But no, yeah, from there I ended up not placing or anything like that in there, but You just kept giving me information every time a competition would come up.
Well, and that was the thing. That was the thing is like I constantly was running into you around town all the time, and as this was all going on, your beard just kept getting longer and longer and longer and more magnificent. I'm like, this guy has just has to compete. Now, what inspired you to even start growing?
Honestly, I had a goatee for the longest time since I was like 15, probably 16 years old. I started growing a goatee. And then from there, it was like No Shave November, and I was like, well, shoot, I can grow some cheek hair. I might as well try and grow a beard.
Cheek hair?
Yeah, a little bit of cheek hair,
Bitchy cheek hair?
Well, I mean, both places sometimes, but hey, I mean, it is what it is.
You
But,
shave the other one?
well, I mean, you got to trim it up sometimes.
Oh, my.
That's fair.
But no,
And Emily's over here laughing hysterically, and I could wish
That's
I
because
could
she
get
shaves her cheeks too.
I know. She's a cheek shaver.
No.
it's a delicate area. You got to use Nair down there or something like that, though.
Nair's dangerous, I hear.
it is.
Yeah, how do you know?
Well, I mean, you got to try it once in a while.
Once in a while. I think it smells like onions. That's why I don't like it.
It's just, I don't know, terrible smell, really. But
Jeez. So did you have, like, was your dad, your grandfather, uncles, or aunts, or anyone who've been growing that kind of made you feel like you wanted to start growing?
not really. I just kind of wanted to just kind of do it by myself. I just kept looking at pictures of guys with beards, and I was like, sure, I want to see if I can try and grow one. And I want to see how long I can get it, how nice I can get it. My grandpa had one, but it was kind of your typical old man, kind of shorter up to the face kind of beard. And I just wanted to see if I can really grow one. So I let it grow, and I let it grow for probably 2.5 years straight. I got it down to about 11 inches almost, and then decided to
compete at the Maple Festival.
Yeah.
And then you graduated high school, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I had it a couple years after high school, but yeah, it was about 1.5 years after is when I hit that point. But
That is, jeez. Okay, Steve, tell us about what inspired you to grow your beard. Where did that all come from? Did you have did your dad grow? Was your grandfather? Your
One
grandmother?
time
Did
my
she grow?
dad and I went out west camping, and he grew a beard. And
Are you talking like Avon Lake West?
No, I'm talking like the Rocky Mountains west. And we
geez.
went backpacking for a while.
Or
And
did you guys have to take a second mortgage out to go on that trip?
hey, I was 14. I don't know how he afforded it.
Are you about a size 14? Okay, sorry.
Hey, it's okay. I don't know what he said.
It was funny for me, so
Anyways, he grew like this amazing beard, and he had it for a while, and I don't know why he decided to get rid of it. Evidently, sometimes the weight of your manhood just gets too heavy for you, and you gotta. Actually, you wouldn't know.
well, as we discussed earlier, I might know.
You might know.
I might know. Soon.
Might be coming up.
Might be coming to know.
But that's okay. No, so that was everybody else was pretty clean shaven in my family, and I sell lumber, and I work with a lot of Amishmen, so beards are okay with the clientele.
See, I'm the same way too. I work around a lot of Amishmen too, and they're constantly always looking at you, sizing you up, like
Right.
motherfucker.
What's with your mustache?
I turn butter.
Well, yeah,
I turn butter.
that's the number one thing, though, is you get the people that come in Giant Eagle and stuff like that, and they look at me, like, I get the Amish ladies that look at me, and they're like, what is that,
look
like,
at that.
above your lip? Like, that doesn't look right.
Where's your
And I'm
hat?
like, yeah.
They're like, I bet that tickles.
That's why the Amish guys don't grow mustaches.
I thought it was because they're pacifists.
Oh no, because it tickles down there.
I wouldn't know. I've never had it down there.
Yeah.
All right.
Truth be told, I worked for a company that actually made you shave. So for 10 years of my life, I had to shave every morning, and it was
What?
Oh, that
it was
suck.
awful. So
Did you work on Wall Street?
No. 84 Lumber actually will not allow you to grow facial hair.
84 Lumber. We're gonna boycott that company. Do not
Yeah.
buy your lumber.
No.
Yeah. So when I finally decided to quit and come work for a real lumber company, the Carter Lumber Company, I decided to grow a beard and I decided to go all in with it. So
And your employer's cool with your beard?
yeah.
They don't have any stipulations, like you're not allowed to grow up past your navel.
I'm just not allowed to have sex with their wives.
Oh.
That's the only stipulation.
Well, that is a good rule.
It is pretty good.
I think that's a rule that runs every job.
Right. But once their wives see my beard, it's kind of tough.
Yeah, I know. You got to, you're like, hey, lady.
You know what I mean.
I mean, you put that suit on, you get the mustache curling up. I mean, hey.
Right. There's a reason. I don't know. Yeah,
a reason for the season.
Hey.
Oh, boy. Emily, do you have anything to say? Because all you've been doing is laughing.
Shaking her head.
Yeah.
Shaking her head. Come on,
I don't have a beard. I don't have any inspiration of starting one. So,
But do you like beards?
yes,
Your husband has a beard.
yes,
Always has a beard.
yes.
Always.
Never without facial hair.
See, that's what I don't get.
I love
you know?
beards.
Like, we're born to grow beards. To grow a beard.
We were born with the technology.
Yes,
That's what it is.
yes. Rock whatever technology you have.
Rock? No, it's hair.
Rock. Whatever.
It's not part of rock,
Grow
paper,
whatever
scissors.
technology you have.
Oh, grow technology?
You said you were born with the technology.
It's
Yeah,
2017. You never know.
I know. Skynet. This is when it takes over. Thank you, John Connor, for saving us. No? Come on, you're like staring at me like we're connecting right now.
No, I don't know what to say.
Oh, you do too.
No, I don't.
You do too. Tell us about the Maple Festival since this was where all of us technically, I mean, the four of us relationship pretty much started out of the Maple Festival. How did you become involved in the Maple Festival Beard and Mustache competition?
So, being a hairstylist.
There you go.
Being a hairstylist, as an independent contractor through Marcy's Hair on the Square, which is now Salon 135, Marcy decided that she did not want to do it anymore. So Kim Lloyd and I decided to take over as being MCs for the whole contest, which means we got to meet a bunch of cool people with beards.
A bunch of baby ducks. Send them to the moon. Okay, go ahead.
And anybody else that wanted to pretend they had a beard on stage as part of the contest.
That's pretty much you just show up and go up there. It's a 15-minute long competition.
Almost 30 minutes, but
Well,
yes.
Now it is.
Now we have 30
yeah,
minutes.
Followed by the parade.
Yeah.
Followed by the parade,
Followed,
directly
yes.
before the parade.
Yeah. But it
the
was
last
always
event of the
it was always a really quick get up on stage and like, hey, your beard, hey, crowd cheer. Okay, we're done. I mean, it's
Still
a
the
real-
same,
yeah.
yes.
But that
Fast paced.
yeah, that's the gist of the competition. So, and okay, go on. Sorry,
So I loved everything about beards being judged by the crowd or by who they had follow them, and I like beards in general. They're completely different. No one is the same or can be compared. So to even vote on them, I couldn't do it. But
we're not there to vote. The crowd
that's
is.
what exactly. So they're doing the hard part, and I just up there having fun.
Yeah. Now, I was even trying to think of how I got involved in it. Now it was just pretty much as I was looking, this is what I think I discovered. As I was looking through my awards and stuff, the last time I did a Maple Festival competition was 2015, and I won for the longest beard. Now, I think it was that year then we started talking, and 2015.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
when
last
we were
one,
at.
yeah.
Because I watched
Yeah.
you on stage, and I was like, man, this guy knows how to work a crowd, though.
Shut your
that
mouth.
was nuts.
Shut your mouth, child.
Yeah, we didn't know he had home field advantage.
Yeah, I know. I was like, come on, I get crowd favorite over here. Like,
No, there was that one guy that had like his whole church there.
oh, yeah. He called everyone. He's like, guys, y'all got to get up here right now. Like,
Yeah, they passed the collection plate. It was.
But yeah, that was last year I competed, and then I think the next year was when I got really involved with it, and then, I mean, that was a great year because we were able to get new people involved, and especially with you two guys, and as the years have been progressing on, it's like literally doubled each year the amount of participants, but a lot of that has to do with the us evolving from that small stage into a bigger venue of more professional style competing. Now, I know both of you guys, three of us, we've all started at the Maple Festival being just regular Joe Schmoes, and then we competed that one, and two of us at this table had success at it. I mean, I don't mean to put it in a negative way, Ryan.
It might be
Just
the
saying.
length, Ryan.
I know.
Yeah, that's all right though. I still got the Agora though.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yes.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Yeah. That's we're good. That's
We're
where
gonna
we're
get-
going.
okay.
So the whole point is that we started in a certain spot, a small Joe Schmo little town event.
Anybody can,
Yeah,
yes.
that anyone can go to. That anyone with like an inch of hair or 10 feet of hair.
Women and children can't get involved. too.
Yes, this year. This is last year we did it, but this year definitely. But what?
I have somebody that is doing it for Whiskerina.
Oh, there's been a couple people that have
I
asked
know,
me about
I
it.
can't
but,
wait.
But my whole point is that
If Ryan's beard gets any shorter, he might be competing.
yeah, Whiskerina.
Maybe, I don't know. Scott might push me into that category though.
Push you off the stage, maybe.
If they have like a 25, like 21 and under club maybe
Or
or, something.
toddler.
Yeah.
The toddler category.
I'll have my own category of toddlers.
Or what would you call it? The Ver month?
Oh yeah, instead of the Ver
not-
Day, it's
yeah,
the
not
Ver month.
Day. Ver month, but we all started in a small town competition, and we've all grown to go compete in actual like big type of competitions. Now, Steve, tell me about from the Maple Festival. Where did you go? What was the next thing that you did
I
other
went
than go to work the next day
No, I took the day off.
as a champion?
I was on the junket. You didn't
No.
see me on
No, I
Leno?
didn't.
No. It was good. You missed it. I don't know what to
Shit.
say.
I can send me the video later. I'll
Yeah,
put it in the
yeah.
show links.
Yeah, I got it. Snail mail. It's coming.
Okay.
So, with the grand champion of the 86th annual Maple Festival, I got a free ticket to the Agora for the Beards of the Old Northwest Beard Mustache Championship. Correct? Is that what it's called? What
No,
is
it was the Great Lakes beer.
Great Lakes
Yeah.
Beard and Mustache Championship, and I decided to go. It was intimidating. You know, there's a lot of dudes with a lot of tattoos, and
What does tattoos have to do with it? This is a beard competition. My
listen, I
gosh,
came-
man.
Like I did not grow up in the city.
Whole
But
persona.
that year though was
Whole
rowdy
persona
though.
is part of it.
It was
Oh.
it wasn't too rowdy. It was okay. You know,
Yeah.
you go down to the Agora and it's big city lights, and we're just small
Yeah.
Yeah,
town
small, like we're-
town boys.
Yeah.
And you go up there and there's judges and there's guys that have like laid out facial hair. You know, like they are nothing you see at the Maple Festival. These guys were, you know, they had the one judge had his beard was parted down the middle and it went out past his shoulders.
Oh yeah, what was that guy's name?
That's the bearded beer can professor.
Yeah, he's a professor.
Yeah, well, he used to be. Man, I'm totally.
Anyways.
I'll remember here in a second, but just continue. Sorry.
But the it was good. It was a good competition, and you know Maple Festival's a little more laid back. But when you go there to the bigger competitions, you have to register for the length of hair that you're going to be competing in, and whether or not your mustache is styled, and all that fun stuff. And I think Ryan was in the 8 to 12
Yeah.
unstyled mustache.
Yeah, it was just 8 to 12 natural. It was
8
just
to
full
12
beard natural. Yeah.
Yeah, and I competed in the 4-inch and less, but I had a styled mustache. I didn't compete in the styled mustache contest, which it was fun, and I ended up taking second place, which was second or third, I forget.
That was the year you guys got the saws, right?
No,
What'd you get as your trophy?
I don't remember. I didn't get I got a plaque.
Oh, you got a plaque.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
I was in plaque place. But it was
okay.
It was awesome, and there were some guys with some great facial hair up there. I was kind of envious of some of their facial hair, but evidently I was made too handsome for them.
Oh, I mean,
Well, you are a handsome fella.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but you're right.
Yeah.
Too legit to quit.
Yeah, well, he is that too. I mean, I still remember watching him walk up on that stage. I'm like, that was the first time I felt threatened in my life ever.
Well, I don't know.
No?
Adam Cosgrove, I believe,
Oh.
was the MC, and we hugged. We hugged it out.
Yes.
It was a moment for me.
I'm talking about the Maple Festival that year.
Oh, the Maple Festival.
Yeah, but now we're back into the Great Lakes competition. Your first big time competition.
Yeah, it was.
You're up there.
It was fun. You know, it was fun. I don't know. There were guys that shouldn't have been there, and they were there, and there were guys that should have been there, and they were there, and I think that everybody that has a beard should be there.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah,
It's fun.
you got the hair. I mean, most of the time, the only reason really I go to them is just to meet some great people and just kind of hang out with them. I mean, you meet so many awesome people, awesome companies, and all the owners there that I talk to, these companies that have the venues set up and stuff, are super down to earth guys. I mean, it's a great time. I love going to it.
And girls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now tell me, Ryan, now since you didn't do very well at your first competition,
I think you did really well.
Well, he didn't win a prize, I guess we'll say. But once again, we are limited at the Maple Festival to a time frame. It's up and on and off as fast as you can. So we don't have a lot of categories. We have 9 different categories, actually 7 of which you can actually participate in, because we got a kids one, and then grand champion is voted out of all the other winners. But so you didn't do well at that competition, or you didn't win a category. So then what inspired you to move on to actually go to an actual big time competition? Don't say me.
Well, I would like to not say you, but
because I would razz you every time I fucking see you.
Well, I know, but that was the thing, yeah, because you kept asking me, you're like, "Oh, are you going to the Agora? Are you going to go to the next competition? Like, what are your plans?" And I was just like,
"You had to compete. You have what it takes to be a winner."
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, shut your mouth and talk.
But I was
not literally, but
but no, I was just really trying to kind of go down there and.
Well, that's what she said.
No, she didn't.
No, I know.
No.
Was she Amish?
She never says that. Okay.
No.
Okay.
That's
you were
right.
trying to go down there as I throw quote signs up.
Throw quote signs up.
Yeah.
But no, I was just trying to kind of go down there and hopefully try and win something down there. And I didn't really think, I guess, that the competition would be that huge in my category.
Uh-huh.
And it was absolutely overwhelming and unbelievable. But it was a lot of fun. I loved it. I walked on stage. I was the youngest kid there by probably multiple years. I was, I think, 19 years old at the time.
So he's calling us old guys.
Were you nervous?
Multiple years.
Well,
we
no,
are.
in my category, though, in the 8 to 12, I was the youngest guy.
It's not 8 to 12-year-olds. It's 8 to 12 inches.
Well,
He could have been one of our bad decisions.
I know.
yeah. Well, that's all right, though.
Shit.
But were you nervous, like in general? Like, was it?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
It's intimidating. It's
All of it
intimidating.
is, right? I mean, it would have to be.
To be honest with you, we're getting on stage and being judged for how we look.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, yeah.
It's
don't judge
Directly.
It's,
Yeah.
that's
Instantly.
how it is.
Well, not to
Yes.
mention, too, I'm never going to forget I was standing there, and I can never remember the guy's name, but I see him at every competition. He is probably an older guy, probably
Don't even say it.
No, he's like...
Don't even say he's just an older guy. Let's leave it there.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
okay,
What is
older
he, a
gentleman.
mustache guy?
He's got huge, beautiful red kind of...
Cubes.
No, I said beautiful.
Oh, sorry.
Beautiful red. He kind of reminds me of the guy from like that old Looney Tunes commercial, like that kind of color.
Yosemite Sam?
The mustache? Or the beard?
No, his whole color reminds me of the guy from like the old kind of Bugs Bunny cartoons and stuff
Yosemite
like
Sam.
that.
Is it a mustache or a beard?
No, the guy is the whole guy though. He used to be like the evil kind of. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank here. Okay, but anyways,
Okay,
continue.
anyways.
Was he a mustache
Sam is?
competitor or a beard competitor?
He was a beer competitor. He had full beard. He was 8 to 12. I can't remember him. He had a big mustache
all
over
right.
there. But anyways,
Regardless, you've seen him at multiple competitions.
but yeah, I saw him there, and he ended up coming in first. I mean, it was nuts. And then I met a couple great guys though there, and it was just a really great time. But I was super intimidated, very nervous. I didn't work the crowd like at all.
Yeah, that is another aspect that I remember learning. Like at my first couple competitions, like you don't realize how much it is about your attitude up there. It's like not only do you have to have a killer beard, but you have to display it and have an explosive attitude when you get up there. So it's not only just a beard competition, but there's been competitions I've lost or I haven't even placed in top 3 because I've had guys, maybe my beard is exponentially better than theirs, but I don't have a costume. I don't have like the flair. I don't have a presentation, and that was not catching the judge's eye until I decided to start doing this thing when I would get up on stage. I would jump. I don't even know who that is. Oh, I know who that is. He's showing a picture of a Bugs Bunny thing.
Ryan's dad has lots of hair.
Yeah.
No, that's not my dad.
But at one of my first competitions, I jumped out onto the stage and I scared like all the judges and Yosemite Sam. And so I decided, I'm like, maybe that's what I should start doing from here on out. When I go on stage, I literally take a running leap and land on the middle of the stage, and it'd scare the shit out of the people on the stage. Well,
It's a good idea, though.
this is how it backfired on me. So at the Steel City competition, I don't remember what year it was, but I did the same thing. It shook the judge's table and knocked one of the drinks over onto one of the judges. So she decided to give me a big fat 0.
Rightly so.
Yeah. Oh my dude,
well,
I
you
got
spilled the drink.
Yeah. So I ended up getting
Bad stage.
Yeah.
That's
That's like
not
something-
bad beer. That's bad stage.
bad state. But yeah,
Not
it was
bad
at,
beer.
it was at the casino though.
In your
It was a nice stage, but
in your daily sphere of life, you've got the best beard of everybody that sees you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well-
and then you go to a competition and you don't stand out anymore.
I like that perspective a lot.
Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
that is true. Yeah,
Like
you-
now,
No, that's
now there's like 30 beards that are equally as awesome to your beard. And
Yeah.
how do you stand out with that competition?
And that is it.
that's
That's
what
exactly
was
it.
interesting. In the
Yeah.
first
Yes.
year I went to Cleveland, I snazzed up. You know, I was
Mm-hmm.
rocking the bow tie. I was ready to rock and roll. The next year I'm like, I've been here before, you know, and I got nothing. And I learned a lesson. It's like you've got to set yourself apart from
Yeah.
all the other awesome beards there, just so they remember you when it comes to
yeah,
judging.
well, each person has to be a personality. It's a personality contest, and it's not only it's a physical personality. It's a how I look, how I present myself. You know, and it can be just a costume. Hey, I wear, a bow tie, a nice suit, or I wear a fancy hat. It adds to the whole look, and I mean, it adds to a style too. I mean, if you think about like the Swedish guys, they wear what are those lederhosen or whatever. I mean, that's a look, and some guys wear that.
Not a great
Yeah,
look.
you would
No,
have-
it's not.
yes.
When they got guys, guys wear kilts. I mean, that's another thing.
The Vikings, the Mad.
They're
Yeah.
The Vikings wear their Viking helmets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And oh geez, now I totally had a really great thought while we were talking about that, and then it kind of dashed my mind. But
was a really good point, though.
yeah,
That all of a sudden you're up there with so many of the same idea. How
Well-
do you make yours?
Yeah, not only that, but they categorize you
Yeah.
as like
In
you're
the same
you're
ones.
4 inches, styled mustache.
You have to fit into a category and be unique at the same time.
Yeah,
And
it's tough.
It's hard to pick it out too, because I mean, like for me, I mean, I got the big mustache and a pretty decent sized beard when I competed last year at the Agora. So it was hard to pick out if I wanted to do like full beard natural from 4 to 8 inches,
Yeah.
or if I wanted to do full beard with styled
You
mustache.
got robbed last year though.
Yeah.
Your mustache was on point.
I could have competed in both, but you're not allowed to sign up for both, and that was so the problem was.
some competitions you can.
Yeah.
But I think that ours wasn't. But another thing is that one of the biggest concerns I had when I first started, and this was my first competition. My wife would laugh at me. I'd see I went from the Maple Festival competition, which had 7 categories, and then I go to my first real event, and it has 15 categories. I'm like, I don't know what I fit into. I mean, I have a goatee, but the technicalities is it goes way too far past the corner of my mouth, so technically I don't have a goatee, but then I could...
Partial beard?
Yeah, partial beard. Now, so then it was the big dilemma of, do I compete partial beard or do I compete in goatee? So you have to be smart when you enter the category. So this was my biggest dilemma when I first started, was making, just like you said, Ryan, what category do you compete in? And that was very taxing on me, because it was like at each event you go to, there's a different variation, and next thing you know, you're entering the wrong category and you're not doing good. But then when you enter the right category, you do really well. How did you? Okay, so you did your first. Both of you guys. Now I didn't even realize this
I
we're
didn't
talking.
either.
But
yeah, we started our journey together,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, you got
Correct.
both of you guys started the same competition, and then you guys progressed to this next competition. Now, when you did your first real big competition, the Great Lakes Beard and Mustache competition last year, how did you do, Ryan?
I actually came in second in my class. I think there was like 35, 40 people in my class. And
Wow.
it was probably one of the most overwhelming things because I actually almost left after getting there, probably about a half hour after getting there, because I went through and looked at everyone that was there and looked at everyone in my category and said, wow, there's 40 people here and my beard is about 6.5 inches long and everyone is right at the mark at about 7 to 8. And I just felt like everyone's beard looked a lot better than mine. And I told my parents I wanted to go home, and thank God for my parents and my girlfriend for being there and convinced me to just kind of say, well, you're here, you might as well get on stage and have a good time anyways. And I got up there and my confidence kind of grew after them talking to me. Got up there.
All those people you were looking at you the same way, by the way.
Yeah,
Like, I'm going to go home. That guy's got it wrapped up.
Well, and that's what I was thinking is after looking back at it now, I mean, it's hard to look at yourself and then kind of judge by everyone else too. Because
Well, yeah, because you're walking into this event where it just like Emily said, you're going into a place where everyone's just like you. So how do you stand out? How do you make yourself different?
Well, yeah, and that was the hard thing. I think what made me stand out, especially in that,
It
was
was kind of key that you weren't
Was
wearing
it your
pants. That
legs?
was pretty good.
Well,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
gonna say,
yeah.
Was it your legs?
I was
making
gonna
you
say,
stand
yeah,
out?
yeah, no,
That's a good move. I'm doing that next year.
Yeah, show up. Yeah, I mean, less clothes the better, or something like that. But
They say tighty whities aren't where it's at, but contrary, my friend.
Who's they?
They, the people.
But no, I think one of like the best things that made me stand out, at least, is comparing myself to like a lot of the other competitors that were in my class. Was I had like a massive mustache compared to everyone, and so I feel like that definitely made me stand out, and the judges noticed that as well. And I mean, one of the guys actually asked why I didn't compete in the styled mustache, and I didn't even know that I should have competed in that instead.
Yeah, like I said, once again, it's that you don't know where you fit in. I mean, you need to go through that first experience to be like, hey, you know, do I need to go this way? Do I need to go that way? And then you kind of get a feel of how everyone else is presenting themselves, and you have to kind of develop your persona around that first competition you do. I mean, when you're doing your first big time competition, you're seeing guys that have been competing for literally years, and you need to like kind of pick their brains. Or Emily, you're shaking your head.
Well, what I like about that is that if you had your first competition, whether you won or not, you still tried another one and another one after that. Like, you still kept going to them.
Yeah,
so you
for
kept.
me. But I
Everybody did.
Well-
I mean, even if they won or not, they still
Yeah.
went to the next competition and tried it again.
yeah,
The competitions need competitors, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Or
like
they wouldn't be
everybody's got to
competitions.
come out and,
Right.
and test their mettle, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You wanted to continue.
We've
you
all-
went
we've
on
all
and
won.
tried the next thing for the next competition. Like,
yeah, you just
made your way to the wanting to do more
yeah.
rather than just stopping at third place or second place or first place. Like, you kept going.
Yeah.
Well, you get like addicted to the feeling. Like, I remember
Yes.
like when Scott brought me out. Like, I mean, I remember walking out. My dad has this awesome picture of like Scott behind me, like cheering me on, and I was like, okay, well, that's pretty cool. And then I remember like them calling my name out, or like calling like the numbers out, and I looked down at my shirt and I'm like, oh, I'm actually on there. Like, that's pretty cool. And I thought I got third place because there's 2 other guys that were there. And then they didn't call my number first, so the guy next to me got third, and I was like, wow, I'm actually in the runnings for this.
Yeah.
And I got second, and I was like, yeah, I think I was more excited than the guy that got first place, because it was probably one of the best feelings I ever had. I mean, it was definitely a high and almost a euphoria kind of feeling.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Well, and that's, for me, that was what it was. It was my first, like, I mean, I'd won and competed in the Maple Festival 3 or 4 times since the mid-2000s, but, you know, winning a local competition like that doesn't really, you know, when you're competing against 5, 6, 7 guys from your local town that you see around town, it's like, hey, Joe, what's up? You know, hey, it doesn't really do too much for your esteem to like want to excel or move on. It's just you're that guy in town who has a beard, which is pretty much how I was through all of the 2000s. It's the, hey, you're that guy in Chardon who has that really long beard. But then when you go to your first like actual competition and you got guys that have been competing and you beat them, and all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, this is awesome. This is fun. This is cool. You know, let's see if we can keep this going. I need to find out more about what's going on out here. I need to start talking to people. I need to find out where the next competition is at. And that's how I was. I was instantly addicted. I'm like, I need to know more about this. Now, with your first big time competition, Steve, how did you do?
Oh, I came in second for the
So you both
full
got,
beard under 4.
Jesus, you guys are like mirror images of each other.
So we brought a lot of legitimacy back here to Chardon. I think all 3 of us have placed
I think so.
At a bigger competition.
Hey, this is just where we grow it, I guess.
Well, you know,
It's all the horse
start
shit
being
out
so
here.
handsome. out here.
right?
The well water.
It's the well water.
It's something in the water.
No, but you know the
Did
Maple
you say
Festival.
semen in the water? Who's putting semen in the water?
I mean, someone
Oh,
soiled it.
once again, yes. What I hear.
Those silly spitters.
I know. The Amish.
The Amish spit?
Yeah, no.
How did you know that?
I'm sure they do.
Lack of mustache.
To get all the dirt
Yeah, I
out.
was gonna say that's why I trim their mustache.
No, the next step is, you know, Chardon is a great event, but it is chaotic at best, you know. And then when you go and you have to actually put pen to paper, I'm going to be in the 4-inch and under category. Right. I mean, it's intimidating.
Not to mention too. I mean, last year, like you had it was official. Like you had the app and everything like that. I mean, they took your picture, they put it on there. Like the crowd rated it, and then the judges rated it. I mean, it was
legit.
official.
Yeah, it was official.
Yeah, it's definitely cool though, but it is different going from like the Geauga one. I mean, you're sitting there.
Yeah, the guy that beat me was from Long Island, so he drove 600 miles.
Yeah.
To come to a competition.
Well, and then you had the guys
To make me feel like a piece of shit.
Commitment.
Well, and then there were the guys that were in I think the 0 to 4 or the 8 to 12, and they drove from Virginia, and there was another
there was
guy.
from Washington D.C.
Yeah, and they said
His
that they were
girlfriend
just
was like super attractive. Did you see her?
But no, they said they were just like passing through, and they
She did not have
they
a
saw
beard.
that there was a competition, and so they decided to stay a day and go. And I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome.
That app, the
FHL app. Yeah, the facial hair league.
the facial hair league brought a lot of guys in
Yeah.
from all over the place.
Yeah, and the one thing nice about the facial hair league app and Brett Strauss, who does that, he really is trying to organize the whole scene of the competitive bearding, where you're trying to build your own stature in the community, organizing all the events, helping advertise it, and kind of adding he's like the commissioner of the NFL.
He's like the Honey Boo Boo
Yeah.
of the beard competition.
Yeah, I mean, what he's doing is brilliant. It's great, and it's really helping standardize beard competitions, because what he's trying to do is he's trying to get a standardized listing of events, a standardized listing of categories, so you know where you're going, you know what categories to expect. And everything's going to be the same across the board. Just like I said, like the NFL. It's like
Scott has 3 unfinished beers at this point. I just want to point that out to
3?
everybody listening.
I do? Oh, shit. Oh. Okay, sweet. That's good.
He's got them lined up.
The
It's
more
like
the merrier.
good, better, and best over here.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, the FHL has just definitely been a game changer when it comes to, if you're a host of a competition, you want to work with the FHL because it legitimizes your event so much more. It adds so much more professionality to it, and it really does, like you said, it sucks more people into the
I think
event.
it doubled the size of the event.
Yeah, I mean, it not only is it for the competitors, it's for all the fans that are in the crowd, that they can participate and they can vote on who they like and give scores to, all the people that are up there.
Ryan had 23 of his cousins there voting.
Yeah, no,
Pretty interesting.
it was I just had the family there, just mom, dad. My parents go with me at every competition that I do, besides my first one, which I was
Just like
upset.
Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah,
No,
They
he's
go with me
lucky.
everywhere.
No
I love
way.
it. My parents are
Yep.
super supportive of me, and it's awesome.
Yeah, no, and that's really awesome too, is to have a supportive system around you too. It's that having a girlfriend or a wife who's like, cut that shit off, it bothers me, I don't like it. You know,
Then she's a lesbian.
yeah, well, she could be.
No, she is.
Oh, my wife's not a lesbian. I'm pretty
Does she want you to cut it off?
No.
See? Women like beards, guy. That's why we have them.
I went through that with my girlfriend. It was a transition. I first started growing it for the
Well, you
first
haven't
year.
kissed her in like 3 years.
Well, yeah, she kisses the mustache now more than the actual lips, but that's all right. But no, it was definitely my parent, my mom, and my dad both
Kissed
kind of. No,
Oh.
they gave me a hard time about growing it at first. They're like, "Come on, you gotta cut it. It looks bad." And my girlfriend was doing the same thing. I mean, I got it from everyone for probably about a year and a half, and then they realized, like, look, I'm staying with it, and then they started supporting me, and it's real nice having that.
Well, yeah, it definitely is. How about you, Steve? Have you had any turmoil in your beard?
No, not at all. No.
That's good.
My wife likes it.
That's great.
Well, I mean, it's a beautiful beard, though. I mean, come on, now, let's be honest.
I know
A lot of wives like it, by the way.
Yeah.
Just,
he is a very
I'm just
handsome man.
saying.
Hide your kids, hide your wives.
Yeah. No, I mean seriously though. I mean beards are they're there for a reason. I don't know what it is, but
I mean, our ancestors had one at one point. I mean, that's
if
how
women
you
didn't
got-
like them, we wouldn't have them. Natural selection, right?
Well, exactly, yeah. I mean, if you think about it theoretically, I mean, way back in the day, you needed them almost for survival. I mean, you're in somewhere super cold, you needed
See,
the
I don't
body
believe that
hair.
because women don't have them.
Yeah, why
I
do
mean-
women not have beards? Expert.
Yeah,
At the
you're
table.
a woman.
Because men are visual, and if we covered up half our face, they wouldn't know what to do with themselves.
Oh, that's a
Isn't
good
it
point.
testosterone too that helps produce facial, like
I would
produce
hope
hair
so.
in general? So I mean, if
Yes.
you have high amounts of testosterone, I mean, that might help increase your. I mean, that's why like working out, like that's one of the things. Like working out really helps your facial hair growth, and your kind of overall hair health in general too, because it helps.
Health
I have
in
thick
general,
hair
yes.
and I'm completely out of shape, dude. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, me too.
I felt. I mean, me personally.
I go to the gym every
to the
day.
gym.
I have to keep my beard at this length
That's why he
because I
cuts
don't.
his beard,
I know.
because his will grow back. You guys don't cut it?
No,
Might not grow
I think
back?
he's just afraid his beard's going to get caught in the weights.
Oh, maybe
No,
the weights
no.
is what it is.
That's why I won't go to the gym.
That's why I don't either.
Yeah, it's going to get
Safety.
caught.
It's safety
Yeah,
reasons.
safety.
Excuses, excuses.
I
Yeah.
understand that. No, I understand that.
Oh, you know what's good for beards? Beer.
Yeah.
Beer is good.
Cheers. Let's cheers.
There we go.
Well, I got water, so here.
No, buzz off. Buzz off, kid. Okay, for getting back to the purpose of this episode. Now, do you have something to say? Oh, now, since the whole point of this is to talk about getting your feet wet, getting, what kind of tips do you guys have for someone who's just starting? Since you guys have just started within the past couple of years, you guys haven't done. You guys have done a couple small events. You guys have done a couple big events. What kind of advice would you give to someone who, like, say, Joe Schmo walks in here, didn't know that there was a such thing as bearding competitions? Ryan, what kind of stuff would you tell him to, like, get him into it, get him started?
I mean, first off, anytime I talk to anyone, I always just try and ask them, I mean, do you guys know about the Beards of the Old Northwest? And then the second thing I tell them is, do you know about the most recent competition? The only two that I really go to, because I just stay local for the most part. I do the Maple Leaf, and then I do the one
Maple
at the
Festival.
or the Maple Festival.
The Maple Leaf is a restaurant in Chardon.
which
They have
is
great
great.
eggs.
He just shows
Yeah,
up.
they do. They got
He
great
just
food.
shows up there, and he's like by himself the whole time. He's like, I don't understand.
He's always number one.
I know. That is a good plan.
It's just him, his parents, his girlfriend.
Yeah, they're all cheering for me. I stay up on table.
Susan,
It's a
the
great
waitress,
time.
is down there. She's like, "Oh, $5 tip."
I'll
Right,
take
Emily?
I'll take the salad bar.
It's a little tip.
That's what we heard.
All right, sorry. So the Maple Festival and the Great Lakes Beard and Mustache competitions.
Yeah, I always try and just tell people about that because I know I can kind of tell when someone's, I guess, younger, and at least I think that I can, is when it's their first time either growing or they're just starting to grow it out. And I'm like, guys, like, you gotta get into it. It's a great time. It's awesome just to get out there, meet a lot of people, and just get your confidence going. I mean, even if you don't win, like I didn't win my first time or when I was at the Agora, but at the end of the day, I mean, you go there and you can also observe other people's styles and say, hey, you know what, this is my goal, this is where I want to get to.
Yeah, it inspires you to do something different,
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I
like
mean,
cut your
It
beard
takes a
shorter
while.
and grow your mustache
Not
longer.
even that.
Well, hey.
Find somebody you trust in. Find somebody that you trust in to help grow
Jesus.
it, cut it, do anything like that.
Yeah, Jesus loves beards.
What?
Jesus.
Turn it down.
Find someone you trust in. I'm saying Jesus. I'm not
Or
saying
that.
Jesus. You're too loud in my
I
head.
didn't know what you were saying Jesus about.
Oh, you said find someone to trust in.
So versus cutting your own versus having somebody you
Oh,
trust cut
yes.
it to shape it towards the goal you have of growing out would be a good pick.
How does Jesus play into this?
I don't know.
Jeebus.
That's where it threw me off
Jeebus.
I don't know.
completely.
Jesus.
Steven, what kind of tips would you give someone who's just starting out, like from your experiences?
You know, if you're just starting out and you've made it this far in the podcast, okay, and you're not going to competitions, you're kind of an asshole. But anyways, if you
Hashtag
are listening
asshole.
and you
Look for
haven't
that one.
competed, like if you've been in the beard and you're in the beard scene and you want to take it to the next level, you got to go and compete because you know, I didn't know that there were like specialty beard combs or specialty beard oils, depending on what kind of women you want to attract. And there's a lot of educational things that, you know, and then you get together and I'm like, Adam Cosgrove, listen,
Yes.
I love your mustache, but I want to kiss my wife. And he goes, just put a little pomade under there and it's all good. And I'm like, this is awesome. And my wife was like, very awesome. So
Oh my goodness.
it's good just to like get together with people that you know, share the same interests you do.
Yeah, and they can
Even if it's as ridiculous as growing an awesome beard, it's still something you do. And so that peer group is very important that you can tap into.
Oh yeah. Well, and as you mentioned, Adam Cosgrove, he was one of the first guys at the very first competitions I went to,
Can
and
you just
like,
take a moment to admire that mustache?
oh, I know, I love him. Like he has become a great friend of mine, but he was also like, as you mentioned him, as in giving you a great tip.
Great tip.
Right off the bat with me. It was like he came right up to me, didn't know who I was. Hey, we're gonna be friends, and blah blah blah. He's giving me all these tips about mustaches, and I'm going, holy crap! I'm like, I didn't even ask you, but thanks. You know, it was like really educational and entertaining at the same time. And it's like you come into a community. Not only is it personally where you're sitting around talking to these guys, but as you like either join a club or you start following people online, it unlocks a whole new world of, like you said, you start learning about how to properly take care of your beard. You learn about different combs, you learn about different products.
Right,
It's
and you don't have to be
yeah.
the best, but you have to. If you want to be involved, just be involved. It's, you know, if there's 30 people, or there's 40 people, or there's 60 people. I mean, I'm gonna beat them, right? I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's your attitude. Yeah.
You know, it's fun, and typically they're all fundraisers. They're for a good cause.
Yeah. And that's the one bummer about the Maple Festival thing is it's been going on for over 50 some years.
It's 80 some. It's going 90.
Well, the beard
next year's 90.
the beard competition at the Maple Festival, I can trace it back to the mid 50s.
I thought it was like the 88th annual beard festival.
It is the 88th Maple Festival.
Maple Festival.
But it is the
But
beard.
can you prove there weren't? Can you prove there weren't?
Oh, I went and researched, I went through the archives
They
of
used
the
to
Maple
cut 'em off
Festival.
with axes there.
Yeah.
They stopped that. I asked somebody today if he would
Yeah.
come
You can't
on
prove
Sunday
they didn't on the
for the
first
Maple
one.
Festival at 2:30 on the 30th, and he said, well, they cut him off there with axes. And
Yeah,
I said, no, they don't do that anymore.
not anymore.
You can just come and get it like crowd judged. And he was
Yeah.
like, oh, so
Yes.
they don't cut it off. I said,
Back-
yeah, you
yeah.
should just bring that.
Yeah, back in the day, the winners of the beard competition would get offered to have their beard shaved with a sharp axe.
Axe.
Yeah, it was a straight shave. I had
Yeah.
a guy come in
And
giant
maple
eagle.
syrup.
Yeah, he told me. Yeah,
Oh,
he
no,
told me
just an
about it.
axe.
It was like the coolest thing ever. He told me he was.
Yeah, and that was the other thing too. As I was researching the
That'd
history
be pretty
of it,
boring for everybody watching, wouldn't it? I mean,
Well,
like-
yeah, but then you can. I mean, how many people can honestly
I was
say
shaved
though?
by
I got
an
my.
axe.
Yeah, I was shaved by a super sharp axe after I won a competition for
I
my
would
beard,
like it.
which I don't
You
have
got
to
an
show
axe,
you
Emily?
anymore though.
You can shave
Yeah,
me
I
with
have an axe, but I don't have a beard.
You can shave
can't
me with an
shave
axe.
anything. I'll shave you with an axe. Can I?
Good.
I want to do that.
Oh no, we can't promise anything until we see this
Wait a
axe.
minute. I will bring my axe and I will show you what I have.
Who's
I
Max?
can't wait. Axe.
Oh.
I will bring my axe.
your body spray.
I don't. No,
Your
not
guitar?
that. That's for
Oh.
boys. I'm still a girl.
That was good.
Not a guitar. No.
Oh.
Double head.
You're losing us.
Oh.
Double head axe.
Oh,
Like for
12
log
string
cutting?
on
Whoa,
top.
whoa, what's this
And then
double
on
edged
his
sword we're
face.
talking about?
I'm gonna flip it halfway through and shave the other
Beers
side.
we had.
Yeah.
Way too many.
Yeah, but going back and searching through the history of the Maple Festival, I was only able to trace back the actual beard and mustache part starting in somewhere in...
But how many are older, do you know?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, I want to say it's one of the older beard and mustache contests
Like
that I've ever
around-
heard of. I mean, the stuff I'm hearing about, it's like the 8th annual, the 6th annual.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes.
Let's say it's 50 years old.
It's got to be. Well, it had to have started sometime in the 50s. So
There's that video of it in the 50s.
Yes, that was the video I posted the other day where it's but the video
I
is
won that one too.
from we went back in time.
Just saying.
See John Connor. We're going all. Did you see that big circle we just did there?
Prove I didn't.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it could be like one of the longest running competitions on the east of the Mississippi, we'll say. But I don't really know. I can't prove it because I can't find a definitive date. I mean, I went back to the 30s and I couldn't find any kind of stuff about it. And
You gotta ask the Traversiacs. Do you know the Traversiacs?
yes.
They would know.
And I had access to the archives of like all of the events and everything that have gone on every year. And the first mention of it was in that video from the 50s. And then stuff really started getting into print in the late 60s. And then through the 70s, it's in there. Through the 80s, it's in there. And then through the 90s, it's in there. And then it seems like it kind of dies off a little bit. And then all of a sudden, it just comes back once we really started doing it. And there's never been any kind of coverage of it at all. And that's the other sad part is every year it's, hey, guy gets beard shaved by axe. There's a picture every freaking year of some guy getting his beard shaved in the local paper from the Maple Festival of some guy getting shaved with an axe. Never discussion of the beard contest.
You got to think that stopped with an accident. Like somebody got really hurt
No.
with the axe.
No.
Someone's neck got cut.
No,
or something.
and even
Little bit,
even
yeah.
in
They
even
don't
in
wanna
that,
talk about that.
even in
There
that
is
too,
story.
there was never any injuries, just a little cut. Surprisingly enough, now if they would have used a chainsaw, that would be a different story. Which I know,
Been a little rougher cut.
rougher cut.
I don't know though. It is pretty cool though, like with the newspaper and stuff though. I mean, because there's a picture of you and I in there.
Yeah. Of
course there was.
Scott got
Of
that.
course.
Scott got that in there for
Yeah.
us, and I mean, it was awesome because I work.
My
Yeah.
mom was super proud.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's hanging on my refrigerator too.
Oh yeah.
So
I got
if
picture printed
anyone
out.
who's listening, there's a link. I'll put a link in the show notes to the Maple Leaf.
Please read the police blotter.
Yeah.
There's a part on Ascot Lane about a cat in heat that's really worth the read.
And a dead
saying.
body, and a dead body from the 4th of July that was.
Margaret.
But to wrap all this up, as we have weird people at the bar looking at us, and they look away real quick. I just wanted to talk to these guys
You think
because
those two are going home together?
no,
Me neither.
she's shoving
No.
her face.
No.
He's more
They're
interested
not.
in the sports.
And his,
The last two at the bar
food,
going home
so
alone.
it's okay.
Yeah, we're all good. But I just wanted to talk to a couple guys that got their start at a small competition, wanted to see their journey to bigger competitions, and wanted to kind of hear their experience at the bigger competitions and hear, are both of you guys are committed to competing continuously from here on out, correct?
Yeah. I'd like to travel a little bit more for competitions. The guys from Connecticut showed up to ours. The Connecticut facial here.
Oh, the Hartford guys.
The Hartford
Yeah.
guys, yeah, they showed up. I think that adds legitimacy to any competition. So I think guys from Cleveland heading to, Chicago or Boston's not.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a competition every weekend somewhere in the country. I mean,
It's just a matter of finding it. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and letting your wife let you go for
Yeah.
a weekend
Yeah.
Yeah.
with a bunch of guys with beards
Yeah.
to go conquer a city.
So what's your goals, Ryan, for this year with your beard?
I'm hoping.
Cut it shorter.
No.
Oh.
Well, maybe I might. I don't
Yeah.
know yet.
See, fucker.
I mean, I don't know yet. I don't know. We might switch it up. Might switch up a little bit, but no, I don't know. I'm definitely gonna go. Definitely gonna do the one next week, and then I'm probably gonna definitely go to the one in Cleveland. I'd like to go to Pittsburgh. I keep talking about it every year. My girlfriend and I do.
Pittsburgh's the best one. Best one.
And
Steel City, right?
Yeah, Steel
Yeah.
City. It's
And
at the Rivers Casino. Awesome time.
Well, that's what I keep hearing all the time. Is
I know
that's
that
like
Pennsylvania's not a state, right? We go just
Pennsylvania is a state.
No, it's a Commonwealth.
Oh, the Commonwealth of what?
Of sucking ass.
You must be.
Edit button.
Yeah. No.
Note for you.
Oh.
You got to say it's Stillers and.
You see,
Yinzers and-
the reason why you're saying that is because you're a Browns fan, apparently.
It's tough. It's tough.
I know.
It's tough.
So, okay, Steve, what is your goals for this year with your beard? You want to try to compete more? Hopefully, get outside the Cleveland area.
Yeah. I'd like to get outside the Cleveland area. I got to work on some things. I need some advice on what to do with whether I need to take my cheek line down a little lower to make my mustache more prominent. Who knows? But I want to place.
You want to explore.
I want to explore, and I want to place somewhere other than my backyard.
Awesome. Emily,
Because I own Paynesville.
Yeah. he's the Paynesville Punisher. Also known as the Paynesville Punisher. Emily, do you have any closing words?
No, just grow what you got and love what you got, because that's all you got.
A lot of gots in there.
A lot of
Got it?
We got it.
Good.
All right. Well, thank you guys for taking, as we had a huge storm come through town and decimate the power at the original meeting area. Thank you guys for taking the time to come and meet with me. This was awesome. This is way better than I was wanting it to be. And both of you guys are just fantastic dudes, nice guys. And I wish you both the best of luck in your endeavors with bearding.
Thanks for having us. Thanks a lot, Scott.
Yeah. And
thanks.
you guys will, I'll have you both back on at some point, maybe individually, because both of you guys individually have amazing stories about your guys' life. Like with Steve going to China and going to the Great Wall of China, like he was telling us stories about how he was trying to jump over the wall, but he couldn't.
Oh, I could, yeah. Walls don't work, just so you know.
Yeah. He's like, wall, fuck it, out of the way.
Waste of money.
Yeah, I know. But you guys are awesome guys. You guys got good stories behind you. You guys do great things. And I guess that's about all I have to say. So anyone have any closing words?
No, I mean the only thing I really would like to say at least is if there's anyone listening that hasn't competed in a competition, you gotta get out there and at least try one, and try a big one. Don't try.
Oh, you don't want to just start in the little fish bowl to get your feet wet first. You just want to go dive right into the deep end without knowing how to swim.
Well, I mean, it all depends. I mean, if you're confident enough in your beard, though, I mean, you might be a big fish in a small pond compared to some of the people that you have around, depending on your area.
Well, definitely you prove that by going into a category where you were one of 30 some guys and you end up getting second place. I mean, that is definitely good advice.
But yeah, I mean, you just got
homecoming was great for you that year.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was perfect. I walked in with the skillet. It was awesome. But no, yeah, you gotta get out there. You gotta have some fun. Get out there, meet some awesome people, and just enjoy it.
Awesome, Steve. Any parting words?
Yeah, if you have a beard, and or you're shaving now and you want to grow a beard, just do it and learn from your mistakes and get stronger and listen to your wife and yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. Come on out. We'll see you next Sunday at the Maple Festival.
We shall.
2 Sundays, 1 Sunday. When is it?
The 88th annual Geauga County Maple Festival.
You guys come on out and take second place against me. It's not a
April.
problem.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to worry about me because I'll be up on stage with Emily and Kim emceeing.
Don't have to worry about me. April 30th at 2:30.
Yep.
I'll be the guy with the beard.
Yep.
Looking dapper.
Yeah. The guy.
As always.
Always. All right. Thank you guys very
Peace
much.
out.
All right. We'll talk to y'all later. Ciao.
And cut. Awesome. That was so much fun. We had lots of beers. It was a good time. It was awesome sitting down with these guys and really shooting the shit with all of them. It was great having Emily there to kind of, bounce stuff off of her. And the funny thing is we probably sat and talked for well over an hour before I even hit the record button and we got what you got right there. So I got some funny stuff that'll probably be appearing in the future when I do probably a special episode with outtakes and stuff like that. So I got a lot of extra bonus material from them. And it was just a really awesome time hanging out with all of those guys. So thanks for listening to that. And I hope the guys out there, once again, that are getting into this or new to it, don't get discouraged. Don't feel like you have something that's not gonna win. I gotta stress this. It's not always about winning. It's about going to these things and being brave and getting up there and having confidence in yourself and your beard and learning something and making friends and taking something away. That's what it's really all about. And then at the end of the day, it's about the charities that these events are for. So it's a whole bunch of different things. But I hope that you guys at least got some good information out of this episode. I'd like to thank my friends at Waffender Whisker Oil, Brutal Beards, Groomed Gorilla, Pulpo Beard Oils, and Barbados Grooming Company. They've been great supporters of the Beardcaster for a while now, so check my show notes for links to all of their products. I definitely want you guys to go check out something, pick something up from them. Now, once again, thebeardcaster.com. Find me on all my social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, find me. And the last thing I have to tell you is share this with someone. Tell someone about this podcast. Tell 2 people. It doesn't matter. Tell your dog. Just tell someone. The more people you tell, the more listeners I get, and the more the message gets out there about the good things that the guys with the beards and mustaches are doing, and the good things that the girls are doing with the whiskerinas. And there's just so much good things happening, and there's so many more events and things that are going on that need to be talked about, that need to be promoted. And I guess that's all I got to say. Tell someone about this podcast. Help me get the word out. So thank you guys once again. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Ciao.